everyone, we are here in another emission of Help to Help. Today we are here to introduce one of the main problems in the world, poverty. My name is Jimena Vázquez Tena and you are listening to 93.2 Multicultural Vision.
Hello, I'm Ana Paula.
Hi there, I'm Dani Morales.
Hello, I'm Cristi Rodriguez.
And you're listening to the best radio station in all history. Yeah, Jaime, as you said before, poverty is one of the main problems in the world, and it has always existed. But in our times, humanity is actually very preoccupied and determined to end with it.
That's why the first Sustainable Development Goal tries to end the problem that attacks millions of people. This SDG talks about poverty and what it should be done to end with it. Even when poverty has ceased since 1990, the worst forms of poverty persist, and we need to face this by taking action to disappear it.
I agree with you, Ana, but our audience may have some questions about the SDG. So what does this mean? Well, the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, are a universal call to action imposed by the UN to try to solve some of the main problems of the world.
Yes, and it is very important to know that, as you said, the SDGs are goals, so to achieve them we need to make several actions. To have a better result, we need to understand the problem from different perspectives. For this reason, we have investigated 3 different instances of how poverty is lived in Mexico.
Our 3 stances were chosen for the different ways to perceive poverty. The first one is the government posture, followed by the middle class and the people that actually live in poverty, that are more than 43% of Mexico's whole population.
The government in Mexico actually cares about their population, and for this they have developed several programs to help their situation. As El País newspaper said, they see Mexico as a country with the potential to help their own people. Some programs that help to achieve this SDG are Prospera, Oportunidades, and the community kitchens, implemented by the government that let poor people have shelter and food to help and reduce their lack of basic needs.
Also, the government thinks that helping with the education is basic to reduce poverty. Why? Because they believe that if a child studies, he or she could be successful in the future and can contribute something good to the society while emerging from poverty.
Another stance are the middle class people, and so we have interviewed some of them. Between them is a doctor, a lawyer, and a housewife. We expected that opinions and the way they see poverty were related to empathy, but it was the opposite way. Both the housewife and the doctor told us that even when it was a problem that existed in all the nation, this doesn't affect them directly. Unfortunately, they are not a part of the situation, so they don't need to worry about it.
By the other hand, the lawyer told us that even when it's not a problem that he lived, he thought that helping and showing little empathy and helpfulness, we can reduce a lot this problem. He told us that there are many programs created by the government that need to be supported by the volunteering or donations, so other people can have something.
The last stance was from a lady who sells handcrafts in the highway. We have recorded the interview and we want to analyze it. There was one specific question that surprised us. We asked her what was poverty and how is she affected by it. And she told us that she can't tell us because she knows that even when she doesn't have too much, many people out there have less than her and are fighting to survive day by day.
That's amazing, right? How can a woman who works every day in the sun can still have empathy and courage, and a housewife could tell that the poverty is not her problem? We live in a divided country, but we are working to make a change. What do you think, girls?
I think it's in everyone's hands to reduce poverty. We should not forget that many people in Mexico are suffering, and we should also keep in mind that the more a country grows, the more poverty there will be, because sometimes we forget about the people who are in need, and I think it is not fair to leave them behind.
Well, in my opinion, I think that the creation of the SDGs were a really great opportunity because they are goals that can actually be achieved and they are making them in order to help our society. It's really amazing. And well, we are more focused on the one of poverty because we think that is a problem that it doesn't only affect us here in Mexico, but it is affecting in all the world, and we all deserve the same opportunities, the same jobs, the same quality of life, and sometimes that is not what people deserve. Here in Mexico, as we already said, 43% of the population lives in poverty, and we shouldn't live like this. The government should support more all these people, and we should try to be a better community.
I think the real issue with this is that everybody knows about poverty, but almost no one decides to do something about it. Instead, we just ignore it. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." Where one man is left in his need, we risk establishing the precedent of ignoring injustice. And I believe this is the reality of prolonging the poverty we ignore. So I hope with all this new information we can encourage you to stand out and do something to actually help.
Okay, girls, thank you for your time and your opinion. It's all for today, and we see you next week.